up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is potentially your favorite problematic Leo, coming back at you with a video that I had not planned on releasing next. However, time does this funny thing of continuously moving forward, even though you don't want it to, and with the holidays approaching, it's just a downhill battle from here. However, ColorCL did go ahead and send me a package that contained their new color plays, as well as two other designs that will be launching on the site later in December. These ones actually come out on November 29th, and from the 29th on to December 13th, they're actually going to be having a sale on these. So I'm going to go ahead and leave my referral link down in the description box below so that you guys can go ahead and capitalize if you wanted to pick these up. Now, if I'm going to be completely honest with you, these are definitely not my style. They're more meant for the cosplay enthusiast. However, the construction on them is pretty freaking fantastic. So I figured that I should go ahead and share it with the rest of y'all who, you know, want to live your best Sailor Moon, Yu Yu Hakusho, Inuyasha, Iron-Blooded Orphans kind of life, because who am I to stop you from enjoying greatness? Am I right? Now, as channel tradition dictates, I'm gonna go ahead and read you the stats while I show you my naked brown eyes. The diameter of the actual lenses themselves are 14.5 millimeters, the graphic diameter is 13.7 millimeters, the base curve is 8.6 millimeters, and the pupil diameter is 5 millimeters. A pair of these is gonna run you $15 a piece, however, prescriptions come in at no additional cost. Now, I went ahead and took a look at all of the packaging as well as the email that they sent me, and I couldn't find any details on the duration of how long these lenses would be good for after initially opening them. However, the ColorPlay series has been known to have a 6-month lifespan, and that's kind of like ColorCL's thing. Basically, all of their lenses are gonna last you for at least 6 months. Now, since I mentioned it a little bit earlier, they do have a launch day deal that's going on from November 29th on to December 13th, where you can pick up a pair of these for only $13.50. Just be sure to use my referral link down below to kind of help your little channel out. And if you don't manage to make it in on those dates, but do want 10% off of your order, you can always use my code at checkout, which is ROB10, to get 10% off. And yep, about the whole lighting change, well, unfortunately, like I was bitching about earlier, time just seems to want to keep moving forward no matter how much I want to will it to stay in place. I got so much shit to do. Anyway, let's keep going on with this review. Okay, so before we take a look at each of the individual colors, I wanted to have a quick chat about construction because if I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm kind of impressed. I read ColorCL's blurb and they said that they wanted to make a more natural version of the anime cosplay lens. Now, don't get me wrong, these are nowhere near natural enough for me. You know me. I like my grown and sexy lenses, the ones that are almost like unclockable. That's my jam. However, when I took a look at the construction, I was like, oh, they're really trying to make this a thing. I'm like, wow. So first and foremost, these contact lenses, they have shading and they have lights implemented. So let's talk about this. Their limbal ring is actually shaded a little bit. So it starts off like a normal thinness, and let me tell you, it's not just like a line, it's actually blended and it's got some stronger striations, kind of like at the top area. Then when it gets into the more shaded area, the limbal ring kind of thickens a little bit and blends in with the actual color of the eye itself. And the same thing goes for the inner color of the eye. It's also got when it gets kind of closer to the top, it's got those hash marks like in the anime drawings, right? And then as it kind of reaches that shaded area, it's got a little bit more richness. The color intensifies a little bit. So there's 2 layers of color there already. Now, one of the things that I didn't mention is it's actually got these little cutouts, these little circular cutouts, which is the light reflex. And I was like, what? They put light reflex on? But the one thing that you may not notice, but I was staring at them long enough to make sure, they added just a little sheer layer of whites. So they have the limbal ring color, they have the eye color, and they've got just a little bit of white just to kind of have that extra pop off the eyes. And I was like, ColorCL deserves some praise for this because they went in. And I have to say, for anybody out there who legitimately just wants to kind of play anime in real life, I mean, I'm wearing them now. I think you could definitely pass off just a little bit if you just want to have a little bit of fun. Alrighty, so I'm actually just going to go ahead and talk you through each of the colors individually. Just keep in mind, I capture this in natural daylight, which means, yo, I can't control the sun. This is California we're talking about. Legitimately, we can have sunny and freezing cold, or we can have dim and dark and freezing cold, all within the same 10 minutes. That's just how we roll out here. Kicking things off, we have the Anime Brown. This one has a chocolatey limbal ring and is paired with kind of like an amber interior. It's really, really pretty and reminds me a lot of the Romance Browns. In fact, when I slipped them in, I was a little shook. I was like, hey, wait a second. I've seen this somewhere before. However, this is the more anime version of it, so if you want to go ahead and shift your look that way, you definitely could. Moving along, we have my least favorite of the bunch, which is the Anime Blue. Now, these ones have kind of like a cobalt blue limbal ring paired with like a bright blue interior, and it's just, oh, I don't know, it's just too much blue for me. You guys know that I'm not necessarily the biggest blue fan out there, and I just feel like there's not enough contrast with the limbal ring. It's just not my cup of tea. However, if you guys are looking for a blue contact lens that I approve of, we actually have the Anime Gray. Yes, that's right, the gray actually has a navy blue limbal ring and is paired with like a light gray interior, and the blend of both of them, just the way that the navy influences that cool gray, does make it read just the slightest bit blue, not too blue. You guys know that I don't like it when grays like go too blue. I just think it's a really pretty match, and it's just not like as overdone, as intense as the anime blues are. So if you want my recommendation for a blue contact anime lens, it's gonna be Anime Gray. Next on the chopping block, we have Anime Green, and these ones were so close for me. I absolutely love that like yellowy green interior. The way that they kind of mix with brown eyes leaves it looking a little bit olivey, which I really, really love. However, what really killed me was the limbal ring. To me, I wish it was just a little bit darker and a little bit warmer, so it turned out to be kind of like a richer, grungier limbal ring, and I think that would have been absolutely perfect for this. However, if you're a fan of balanced greens, then this is definitely going to be for you. Now, just as a word of warning, we are really jumping into the deep end of anime with these last two shades, because first and foremost, we're about to live out our edgelord fantasies with Anime Red. Now, as you can see, this has a pure black limbal ring, which blends into this really intense red. Just keep in mind, though, that depending on the light, like if you're under some really bright light, they can read a little pink, but for the most part, they're nice and true red. Definitely not anything that I would normally wear. However, I do see this working really, really well with cosplay. And last but not least, I get to live out my pretty princess fantasies in these Anime Purple. Now, technically, they aren't purple. They have a cobalt blue limbal ring, which blends into this kind of like rosy blush pink. It's very, very pretty. And when you lay it into the eyes, it does kind of meld with your own, well, technically, the brown in my eye. I don't know if the brown in my eye is the same as the brown in yours, but it does deepen the pink just a little bit. It's very, very nice. However, it is very, very cosplay. Alright, and that about does it for my review, and as you can see, the sun has completely set. Now, if I'm going to recommend any to you, of course, I'm going to be boring and say the Anime Brown and the Anime Gray are probably my top two favorites of the bunch. I do have to say, when I'm feeling a little bit evil, that Anime Red might come in handy, but those are definitely the ones that I'm going to be going for overall. Don't forget, we do have that launch event from November 29th to December 13th, and don't forget to use my affiliate link down in the description box below. Regardless, that about does it for me for now, and tune in because there are more things, you can't see them, I'm pointing to things that you can't see, that are going to be coming soon to the channel. Regardless, as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch your body in really bad lighting. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!